Hi, and welcome to Book Chat with Julie. I'm Julie from the Argenta Branch Library, part of the Lehman Library System in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Yes, we're having a party. No, it's not my birthday. It's not Christmas. It's a party of gift bags because I did curbside picking and got some new books. Blindly, I got books. I read the review and thought, I think I'm going to try it. So, you're with me on this one. I'm going to read you the description of the books. They're tucked away in my bag. And then read them with me. Chat with me. Tell me what you think. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. Some of the authors I've read before, and some of them I haven't. They're brand new authors to me. So let's dig in. I do have some of my favorite things, though. When you go shopping and you come home and you open your bags, no matter what it was, books, shoes, I have some of my favorites. Roses and pink carnations. Those are my favorites. And who isn't going to love that when you're sitting and reading a new book, smelling the lovely smells of flowers? My favorite drink? I know, it's pretty exciting, but it's the French berry lemonade from Trader Joe's. And if you know me, you know I love Trader Joe's. And who doesn't like a little chocolate, nothing but cake, little bitty cupcake, chocolate chip. So, after I introduce these new books, turn the camera off. I'm going to dig into one of them, dig into my chocolate cake. I'm going to have some good reading this weekend. Okay, here we go. First book. Didn't know anything about it. I've never seen this author before. Let's find out. In 5 Years by Rebecca Surley. And I apologize if I pronounce somebody's name wrong on a book. So the review starts, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, 5 years ago today, where did you see yourself? I can guarantee you that nobody watching this video thought we would be where we are today 5 years ago. But let's see what the book's about. Where did you see yourself in 5 years? Dani Cohen lives her life by the numbers. She is nothing like her lifelong best friend, the wild, whimsical, believes in fate Bella. Her meticulous planning seems to have paid off after she nails the most important job interview of her career and accepts her boyfriend's marriage proposal in one fell swoop, falling asleep completely content. But when she awakens, she suddenly is in a different apartment with a different ring on her finger and beside a very different man. Dani spends 1 hour exactly 5 years into the future before she wakes again in her own home on the brink of midnight. But it is 1 hour she cannot shake. In 5 years is an unforgettable love story, but it is not the one you're expecting. That one sounds pretty good. All right, The Book of V by Anna Solomon. Try to get these where you can still see them on my video. Thank you for being patient while I read these reviews. Anna Solomon's Kaleidoscope novel intertwines the lives of a Brooklyn mother in 2016, a senator's wife in 1970s Washington, D.C., and the Bible's Queen Esther, whose story of sex, power, and desire overlap the untimely, ultimately, coverage, showing how women's roles have and have not changed over 1,000 years. Lily is a mother and a daughter, a second wife, and a writer, maybe. Or she was going to be, before she had children. Now in her rented Brooklyn apartment, she's grappling with her intellectual desires while also trying to manage her roles as a mother and a wife. Vivian Barr seems to be the perfect political wife, dedicated to helping with her charismatic, ambitious husband find success in Watergate-era Washington, D.C. But one night, he demands a humiliating favor, and her refusal to obey changes the course of her life, along with the lives of others. Esther is a fiercely independent young woman in ancient Persia. where she and her uncle's tribes live a tenuous existence outside the palace walls. When an innocent mistake results in devastating consequences for her people, she is offered up as a sacrifice to please the king, in hopes that she will save them all. Following in the tradition of the Hours and the Red Tent, the Book of V is a bold contemporary investigation into the enduring expectations and restraints placed on women's lives. That one should be very interesting, spanning 3 time frames. And here we go. A Good Neighborhood by Therese Ann Fowler. Is it that one? It's a feast of a read, as many people have already reviewed. In Oak Knoll, a verdant, tight-knit North Carolina neighborhood, Professor of Forestry and Ecology Valerie Alston Holt is raising her bright and talented biracial son, Xavier, who's headed to college in the fall. All is well until the Whitmans, a family with new money and secretly troubled teenage daughter, raise the house and trees next door to build themselves a showplace. With little in common except the property line, these two families quickly find themselves at odds. First, over the historic oak tree in Valerie's yard, and soon after that, a blossoming romance between their 2 teenagers. A Good Neighborhood asks big questions about life in America today. What does it mean to be a good neighbor? And how do we live along each other when we don't see eye to eye? As it explores the effects of class, race, and heart-rending love story, that's a provocative as it is powerful. So that one should be really good. Alright, the next one is The Stolen Daughters by Rashonda Tate Billingsley. I do always like her books, and I like when she has a new book come out, and so here we go. The award-winning author Rashonda Tate Billingsley delivers a poignant, page-turning novel about power and fragility of family, personal identity, and the choices we are called to make. Raised by a widowed mother, Jill Reed has come a long way from her difficult youth. But while she may not have had money, Jill never doubted that she was rich in love. Her mother, Connie, made Jill the center of her world. Even though she has a young family of her own, it's Jill's turn to care for her ailing mother. When early dementia begins to set in, Connie starts talking about Jill's other life. Jill assumes it's just the rambling confusion. Still, Connie's stories about Jill's childhood and her family, and her father's early death, never quite added up. When a strange man shows up to Jill's job, bearing news that turns Jill's life upside down, there's no denying that Connie's devastating secret. As Jill sets out to learn more about her past, she's stunned by what she learns and what it will mean for her future. Now she must decide what price she's willing to pay to claim the life that's rightfully hers. There's always lots of secrets in books. Secrets. All right. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I'll move this one over. The Bride, The Plus One, The Best Man, The Wedding Planner, The Bridesmaid, The Body. On an island off the coast of Ireland, guests gather to celebrate 2 people joining their lives together as one. The groom, the handsome and charming, and the rising television star. The bride, smart and ambitious, a magazine publisher. It's a wedding for a magazine, for a celebrity. The designer dress, the remote location, the party favors, the boutique whiskey. The cell phone service may be spotty, the waves may be rough, but every detail has been expertly planned and will be expertly executed. But perfection is for plans, and people are all too human. As the champagne is popped and the festivities begin, resentments and petty jealousness begin to mingle with the reminiscence and well wishes. The groomsmen, they begin drinking the game from their school days. The bridesmaids, not so accidentally, ruins her dress. The bride's oldest male friend gives an uncomfortably caring toast. And then someone turns up dead. Who didn't wish the happy couple well? Or perhaps more important, why didn't they? That sounds like an all-nighter book. All right. Emily Giffin. She's written quite a few books. Something Borrowed, All We Ever Wanted, and her new one, The Lies That Bind. More lies, more secrets. So Emily Giffin, The Lies That Bind. It's 2 a.m. on a Saturday night in the spring of 2001. The 28-year-old Cecily Gardner sits alone in a dive bar in New York's East Village, questioning her life, feeling lonesome and homesick for the Midwest. She wonders if she'll ever make it as a reporter in the big city, and whether she made a terrible mistake in breaking up with her longtime boyfriend, Matthew. As Cecily reaches for her phone to call him, she hears a guy on the bar stool next to her say, "Don't do it. You'll regret it." Something tells her to listen. Over the next several hours and shots of tequila, the two forge in an unlikely connection. That should be it. They both decide the next morning, as Cecily reminds herself of the perils of a rebound relationship. Moreover, their timing couldn't be worse. Grant is preparing to quit his job and move overseas. Yet, despite all their obstacles, they can't seem to say goodbye. And for the first time in her carefully constructed life, Cecily follows her heart instead of her head. Then Grant disappears in the chaos of 9/11. Fearing the worst, Cecily spots his face on a missing persons poster and realizes that she is not the only one searching for him. Her investigative reporter instincts kick into action, and she vows to discover the truth. But the questions pile up. How well did she really know Grant? Did he ever really love her? And is it possible to love a man who wasn't who he seemed to be? The Lies That Bind is a mesmerizing and emotionally resonant exploration of the never-ending search for love and truth in our relationships, our careers, and deep within our hearts. That's probably, for me, that would probably be a really good suntanning book. I love to get my vitamin D, and I love to sit in the sun. I love to go to the pool. Not happening this summer. Not going to the pool yet, but I do have a nice deck, and I think that's going to be a good deck book to read in the sun. All right, my last one. My book clubs at the Argenta Branch Library, which I have 2 of. Actually, at one time there were 3. We've actually read a lot of Ann Tyler books, and so this is her new one that just came out just in the last month. And if anybody's wondering, I did not go shopping. I did curbside pickup at a local bookstore, and I also did some mail order. So I haven't been to the stores inside, because I'm the type of person that loves to go to Sam's and come home with a book. I love to go to Target and come home with a book. So, The Redhead by the Side of the Road by Ann Tyler. From the beloved Ann Tyler, a sparkling new novel about misperception, second chances, and sometimes elusive power of human connections. Micah Mortimer is a creature of habit, a self-employed tech expert, superintendent of his Baltimore apartment building, cautious to a fault behind the steering wheel. He seems content leading a steady life. But one day, his routines are blown apart. When his woman friend, he refuses to call anyone in their late 30s a girlfriend, tells him she's facing eviction. And a teenager shows up at Micah's door claiming to be his son. These surprises and the way they throw Micah's meticulously organized life off kilter risk changing him forever. An intimate look into the heart and mind of a man who finds those around him just out of reach. And a funny, joyful, deeply compassionate story about seeing the world through his eyes. Redhead by the Side of the Road is a triumphant, filled with Ann Tyler's signature wit and gimlet eye observation. So what I've kind of learned from some of these books is there's a lot of lies, there's a lot of misconception, there are a lot of surprises in the books, and a lot of the characters that are in a lot of these books have the main character has led a very precise life, and something throws him off kilter. So all of these books that I've shown you today, they are available through Libby. I'm not sure that they're on Hoopla yet, and by the time that you're watching this video, you will probably already know, if you're local, that the Lehman Library and the Argenta Branch Library, we have opened for curbside service. And the best way to get your curbside service is either go online to lehmanlibrary.org with your account, find the books that you want, put them on hold. When your hold becomes available, then we will process that hold, we will call you, and we will arrange a time for you to come, starting at the Argenta Branch Library, to pick them up. You'll get out of your car, you'll come to a sanitized table, you'll pick up a bag that's got your name on it when it's your time to come up there. If you have books to return, both locations have outside drop boxes. Drop them in the, don't give them to us, but you're going to drop them in the drop box, because then they do go into quarantine for a few days, and then we're ready to go. So again, go to lehmanlibrary.org, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the Lehman Library page, the Argenta page, and again, all these books are available through Libby, which is the downloadable, and soon the physical book will be processed and put into our system. It may take a few more weeks to do that. Also, if you're interested in keeping track of your reading over the next few weeks during the summer, we are doing the summer reading program. We don't have prizes this year, but we do have a way to track through lehmanlibrary.org. You can sign up for the summer reading program, kids and adults, and we'll see how that goes. It's all going to be virtual. Keep an eye out for our videos. The Book Chat with Julie should drop every Thursday, maybe Friday, but I think it's every Thursday. And I'll be happy to chat with you, comment, like, email me. My email's going to be in the video. If you've got a suggestion, if you read any of these, since they're brand new to me, I haven't read them, chat with me. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. You never know. So I'm going to take my chocolate cake and my lemonade, and I don't know which one I'm going to get started with today. But thank you for coming to another episode of Book Chat with Julie. Thank you.